Very good morning, students. I hope you all are doing well at your homes. Today, we are going to study the rest part of our chapter number 4. So, let's start. First, let's have a look again on the objectives. What we are basically going to study in the chapter. We are going to study how to sort the material on the basis of their shape, on the basis of their states, on the basis of the raw material which are basically used to make them, and last we are going to understand why we are separating the material into the groups and what is the importance of separating them into specific groups. So let's start. You can see there are 4 different materials. A box is there, a bundle is there, a basketball is there, and of course a washing machine is there. You can see all these are the different objects or different shapes. All the 4 objects have their different shapes, so we can also classify the different material on the basis of their shapes also. Cubicle group involves that box and that washing machine, and clock, basketball, football, and many other balls all are included in the spherical group. Students, you are having a great opportunity. Along with science, you are also going to study maths. Sorting materials according to the raw materials used. You can see that girl, she is brushing her teeth, and you all know this is the very first step of our daily routine, that we all will brush our teeth. Can you ever imagine what raw material is used to make that toothbrush? Of course, plastic is used to make that toothbrush. The food we are taking, what the utensils in which we are taking our food is made up of sometimes plastic, sometimes steel, and sometimes melamine also. The cupboard in which we kept our books, in which we kept our clothes and important materials, is made up of sometimes steel and sometimes wood. The books which we study, the notebooks in which we write our important things, the diary use is of course made up of paper, and you all know paper comes from trees. The shoes which we wear in our daily purpose is made up of resin, canvas, leather, etc. So, in the picture together, you all can see all these things are made up of different raw materials used. So, separation of the objects can also be done on the basis of the raw material which are used to make them. Sorting the materials according to their state. Do you know what is a state? You all know the objects have been classified into 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas. The water we take, the juice we take, the milk we take, tea, coffee, all these are the liquid material. And chapati, bread, rice, poha, all these are the solid materials. Objects can be classified. I have already told you in the 3 categories. We have already studied about the 2 states, solid and liquid. Now comes to gas. You can see there is a cup of hot milk in his hand, and you can see that vapors are coming out from that milk, hot milk. This is the gas. You all have seen boiling water. Water is converting into gas, into vapors. That is called the gas. When we heat the water gets converted into gas. So you all can see solid, liquid, and gas, all 3 together. So separation of the objects, of the materials, can also be done on the basis of their states, that is solid, liquid, and gas, of course. Now let's come to last objective, that why it is important to classify the materials into different groups. The first important fact that comes into my mind about the importance is that we all will be able to study about the different properties of different material. For an example, you have just studied about the solid, liquid and gas. If we are separating material into solid, liquid and gas, three different groups, so we will be able to study about their different properties, means different properties of solid, different properties of liquid and different properties of gas separately in a better way. That is why the separating, or we can say separation of material is quite important in our daily life. We can also study about their shapes, about their different properties, about their different color and much more. So let's summarize our chapter. Objects around us are of different shapes, color and state. You all have studied that separation can be done on the basis of the shape, color and state. Objects are made up of different materials. It means we're talking about the raw material are of different type which are used to make the objects. Objects can be classified on the basis of their shapes and color. They can be classified on the basis of the states of matter. I have already told you solid, liquid, gas are the three states of matter on the basis of which we can classify the materials. Yet another basis for the classification is the raw material used to create the objects, means plastic, resin, wood, paper, etc. Sorting material allows us to locate them easily. Yes, it is the most important point. We are able to classify the different objects on the basis of their location. Sorting objects allows us to study their properties. This is the crucial point, that separating the objects allows us to study the properties. On the basis of the separation, we are able to study about the properties. So it's all about the chapter number 4. It has been completed now. I hope you all have got what I make you understand. So you just studied very carefully. Till then, thank you students.